Asher.
And my name is Renee Samuels Cod. And today is your Tuesday episode. It's April 28th, guys. We are at the end of April.
Yes, Sean, we are. We are.
I call out a middle name. You want to call out mine? Let's go.
I was like, okay, this is what we're doing today. We're going to go through excitements. We have an AI summit to be discussing, so that's a very important conversation. We know we're in the world of AI. It's 2026, guys. Let's find out all the details about that. What else do we have up our sleeve?
Right. Apparently, we have 5C's sugar factory or sugar cane farmers project happening, guys, that you want to stay tuned to see what they're doing towards our sugarcane farmers, as well as how they can help them grow in the future.
Mayor just gave us the full name, guys. And Brandon knew he wasn't going to be able to give that.
Caribbean Community Climate Change.
No, not the five. That one, an easier one. The other one that she said.
Yeah.
He'll discuss that.
We'll get to that.
We'll discuss all the names, everything that you need to know, and so much more. But you know how this works. Put your comments in the comment section. Make it live interactive, fun, reciprocal. Of course. I like the leg like that. Like it's like.
Sunup. Seek the answer that's worth looking for today.
And we're going to be talking about the hot shush that has been happening.
The world that we see may seem that will never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can grow.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome to your Tuesday episode of Sunup on 7. So just before we bring you the show, we have to bring you the weather and the traffic, courtesy of the Belize Met Service and Smart.
Good morning. Seasonably warm and dry conditions prevail over the region. The 24-hour forecast is for mostly sunny and warm conditions today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Little or no rain is expected. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, and the seas will be choppy. Maximum temperatures today will range from 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 95 inland, but only 82 degrees at the high elevations. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for continuing mainly fair and warm weather. There is a high tide at 7:51 this morning, and the low follows at 2:29 this afternoon. Another high is at 8:38 tonight, and another low at 2:18 early tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:28 this morning and will set at 6:12 this evening. The moon comes up at 3:52 this afternoon and goes down at 3:55 tomorrow morning. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest and brush fires will be moderate to high today. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
The weather, guys, and fair and warm weather continues, and warm weather at
Warm
that.
is an understatement.
This is man.
It's hot.
Hot.
You're moist. You feel like, Lord have mercy, like, whoo.
So
You know, this is the time. Remember, we always have a time in the year where you just finish shower. You just finish shower. And you come out and you're like, like you want to go right back in because it's just like warm.
this is the time of the year when you stop have concerts in your shower because you done move out and all anything, you done perform, right?
You still perform.
And then when you come outside, like you just sweat, this is the time when the concerts are off.
So
Just plain cold water
Just plain
and
cold water.
straight in and like wait there a little while, and then when you're cool enough, then you come back out.
be like, man, it make you really consider life when you go in there. I said, God, whatever you to make, I promise you, done. Like, you done. You could come out of the oven right now. We're prepared.
You know who happy right now, though? BWS.
Hey, can people debate extra? You see the little poolies that are coming out.
You see people debate extra, you see people debate 3 times a day. All of them things that happen. 4 times a day for us going outside. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's this is the time. This is the time. And we're approaching May, which we know is like the hottest month of the year.
Well, we do have this super El Nino that is forming already.
Oh yeah.
So we are about to take some licks, guys, from May to July, apparently.
Pray with us, baby.
Fire
Stay with
forecast, drought forecast.
It's gonna
Yes,
be
guys.
something. So
People inland, please.
buckle up, buttercup.
Please take note of this and make sure that, keep cool, keep hydrated.
Keep calm, keep cool, drink water, wash your body. Like, I think these should be on a sign somewhere.
Scrub your teeth, as my granny would say.
Hey, and I heard that before. Scrub your teeth
Yes.
with toothpaste. Too.
But crazy, one client called me yesterday, and how's the weather down there? I'm like, hot. How's the weather up there?
It's common
it's like
conversation.
a nice weather. It's like 62 degrees. I'm like,
That must be nice.
really?
It must be nice.
Really? Anyways.
But we are here. We are with you wherever you're watching from. Love to hear from it. How are you doing? How you're handling this heat? Are there any little drinks that you guys make? Because there's some cooling juices and stuff that people make to like cool themselves off. What have you been drinking and keep yourself cool and hydrated? Share with us. Maybe we can share with some other viewers and people can all get on the same bandwagon.
Michelle, yes, good thing people actually debate, correct? But for Charlotte,
Soap and water.
Charlotte, concerned about the people walking into traffic. What you're seeing those people walking into is the actual pedestrian ramp. However, some person just decided to crash up into the guardrails, and so you don't see the guardrails, so it look like they're gonna walk on the road itself, but they're actually walking on the pedestrian ramp. There, yes. So what I'm on the cross, he's not necessarily on the pedestrian ramp, but yes. Oh, there, yes. Yeah, he was over the pedestrian, or before the pedestrian ramp.
I think the pedestrian even
You
have
don't even
yellow
see it.
pan it or yellow or something.
Right, it need to be
So
painted
I could
over.
say that you just say that we both just say the same thing. I think it needs a little yellow, little shallow.
Yeah.
So there we are.
So guys, let's jump on into our couch talk this morning. And well, if you look on the dash cams or the traffic cams earlier, you see 3 buses lined up, right? Why did they line up? Because, well, there was a deal struck yesterday.
It was a whole thing, guys. You were following along with us from 4:30 to about 8:30. There was the fiasco of what took place with the buses. We knew that, it was going to take some time, but we didn't know it was going to be such a short time, too. I will say, because it's about 4 hours to get them.
Those are long, crucial hours for workers.
Yeah, but I guess some people. Listen to me. I spoke to a couple people, and they were like, "Honestly, I never that big, so I never had to reach work on time, It's like, I feel for the plight. I wasn't that upset because some people were able to just stay home. Some people went to work super, super late, so you don't know the productivity level, but like they're from a little middle of nothing.
I was just very concerned about students who don't know where they happen and not know
this
how they might
is
get
supposed to
home
be
or-
like review week for some, I think, in high school. I think Andrew was telling us that she has like projects, and so depending on the persons, there's different things. But all goes to show, guys, we have come to a standpoint. The Prime Minister was able to give us a speech or a press.
Not a press con, we are recording.
They're recording of recording. Kind of a press con. Nobody might ask no questions. He gave his 12 minutes out in English and in Spanish, talking about how the government is presently absorbing fuel costs. And he made mention that they're absorbing about
Tax, actually.
Sorry.
Tax.
The tax. And so it's about 68
68 cents per gallon for the gas and $1.55 for diesel.
Diesels, because we know diesel, guys. Diesel has been going
Which
up.
tallies
Diesel
up to
$16 right now. Or something.
$15.90.
You sure? Because I missed 16
$15.90
at
at
place.
Belize,
Okay,
right?
because I said 16 at some places. So
Yes, because you remember you have to, the shipping of it, right? But, guys, and this tallies up to about 6 point something million per month, which tallies up to so much more per year, right? So this is what your government is doing for you, right? But
and they have additional things because they have made mention that we know that right now, presently in the state, that Belize and the entire world, it's not just a silo thing for Belize, where we're facing turbulent times, Brandon. Things hard out a road, things they go up, and we know everything they go up except your pay. Your pressure they go up, cholesterol they go up, everything if you make a buy out of there they go, what?
Goat.
Everything is going up except our pay. So he did make mention how the government is looking at some cost-saving measures and things to help to keep the money circling in the country. He made mention of course, that when it comes to different trips that the public officers, government officials are supposed to be taking, they're cracking down on that. So there's going to be...
You mean the 28, 30 something person trips to COP 20, whatever, and all of those things, then they're cutting on that rent?
They're going to be cutting down.
You mean the PM what actually the yeah?
Less plain booty. So less plain booty. And I have to say that because remember when we used to say the other word?
Bats.
So the bats. Someone told me that their son proceeded, their 13-year-old son proceeded, the 13 or 12-year-old son proceeded to tell them about plain bats. And I was like, you know what? Let me just be a little bit mindful of what we say. So the plain booties are going to be halting. There's going to be specific combing through, which I believe should have happened in the get-go. But you know what? Who am I? Just one person saying something. In the get-go, they were supposed to be coming through because, yes, I get it. There are a lot of opportunities for persons to go on, but not everybody and the granny auntie uncle on the left and right hand need to go. Because at this point, sometimes you feel like the dog, but the guy trip too. So we are looking at cracking down on these trips. So that's one of the cost-saving measures.
We're also looking down at the cutting down of use of government vehicles. So maybe, no, you don't have to start park up your government vehicle that they compound every Friday.
But isn't that something that they said a long time ago?
A long time ago, but is it in practice?
And
only on the crucial long weekends then?
But then even we talk about how that there were going to be some tracking devices on the cars so that we know that it's turned off during the weekends.
And they could shut it off?
They could shut it off. And like there's only specific essential services that the vehicles will be released. So even this in itself, when he's saying this, it makes me wonder, were these things actually in place?
From horrible.
The what she said?
Well, the minister going, but poor. No going with her.
But yes, so those are some of the things. I also will make mention, he didn't say this, but we do know that Minister Henry Charles spoke about the transfers. That is one thing that they also did to save some millions of dollars because of course, all of the allowances that are coming with that, the subsistence that come with traveling and so forth. So we know these are three things that have been actively or are supposedly actively being pursued to help cover cost saving.
So a lot of people are mentioning some amazing things in here. What about the allowances? What about the allowances that some of these people that they get? What about, some of the, the recent enhancements to their pay scales?
So we need to enhance.
What about all of those things? That could be cost saving, just saying these things.
Put things on a little bit, yeah.
I mean...
And I would love to hear from you guys. Give us some more suggestions because...
Will they cut back on security personnel? Will they cut back on the vehicles? I mean, there is a certain person who have a ministerial vehicle when they're not a minister. I mean, all of these things, right? So what's happening in that realm? And then they drive boat, they use free gas. And we know gas not free. But then they have free gas.
Who they pay?
We the pay. We the pay.
Me and you.
Glad let it.
So definitely looking to see these things actually be imposed because the government has to cut back. The government has to really amp up their alley of how they're managing funds. As I mentioned before, and I'm sure people know, a lot of people that are studying the economy understand that the super bond that then became the blue bond and these things, these are payments that have to be made. There's a lot of things that when it comes to the interest that are being doubled and so forth, we are in a financial time where there's supposed to be payments coming back. And then we also see what's happening externally around the world when it comes to cost of everything, fuel and so. So we do know it's a time where we can't willy-nilly spend left, right, and center. We have to be mindful.
Right.
But on that mindfulness, it moves us into yesterday's fiasco and everything that took place. And we look at specifically, did the Belize Bus Association get what they want? They were to halt. They were able at 8:30 just before we wrapped up to say that, you know what, we've come to an agreement.
Verbal agreement.
A verbal agreement. And the Prime Minister made mention of it that, it is $3 that they are going to be subsidizing for them. And this is the part where I'm confused, and I mentioned this to you and Jules, where he said that they're supposed to be adding on $1 to the fares. So they mentioned that the $3 would not be enough, so they said, okay, maybe we can add something small on to the fares.
Well,
however,
the CEO did say that they want to try and meet each other halfway,
exactly.
right?
So, and I know CEO Williams was saying that 50 cents or so would be what he would think the increase would be. But the Prime Minister is saying that, it could be $1. He also made mention, and this is why I'm still a bit confused, Brandon. He made mention that, yes, it could be added on $1, but they still need to speak with Transport Department and everything to get these things finalized. So, Brandon, the question is it $1? Is it 50 cents? And when is it happening?
I want to take it one step further, right? Because we were discussing this morning as well, that is it the idea that it is a blanket cover charge? So even city buses, village buses, and highway buses will get this subsidization as well as the dollar increase. Because no, as we've said, could you imagine $1 bus, or the bus where they run wrong, you saw, it will cost $2 and $1 added on from that. For just get to your next stop, that $3. Forget that Ladyville with a this certain amount, $1 more. And then, so even short distances will be $1 more.
And that's why I said it's not very clear, because he made mention of that, but he did use again the stance of saying that they still need to meet with the with the Transport Department and everything to finalize that. So I don't think that part specifically is confirmed. What I think is truly confirmed is the $3 subsidy that is supposed to be gotten. But again, I asked the question, when is that actually taking full effect? Will that happen today, tomorrow, next week? Labor Day, May 1st. I'm just trying to understand when these things are going to be rolled out, especially, and then specifically, when is the finalization price or cost or increase for the fares to be posted? And we do know, and I will say again, the National Bus Company is not raising anything.
They stay the same.
They are staying the same.
I just see like crazy things happening in that realm. You know what? This is business strategy. This is all of that, because two different.
I will say it's strategic. Like, I saw some people posting and be like, hey, I see what you did there. Let them trip and raise the price, and automatically it forces consumers to want to stretch their money, so they're going to go for the more affordable. And so more people will be going to the National Bus Company. So even though the costs are up, people will be using the services that are more affordable to them. So you then will still be making a loss. And when making a loss, then that's going to be pushing you out of the market. Pushing you out of the market makes you fully have to come up to a level of saying, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And then you can be absorbed in a National Bus Company, and the dream is materialized. Am I right? It just sounds like it's. You know what? I just say a story. It's just me. It's the ABC story.
But right now, looking at all of this now, and I just thought about it. We have the technocrats for this, right? But to me, you have lobbied with the government, you go through negotiations, they become tense, they end up into a whole strike where they block off the highways and whatever. Only forget this. By next week when gas go up again, then what? Then we're going back to the same negotiations and all of that thing you saw again. My thing now that I thought about, why don't we have a formula that says if the gas price raise, this calculated by that equals the amount of probably increase by some cents or by whatever, that one come out.
Just like also if it decreases.
And then exactly you plug in a number and then you come out with that. That way, everybody is aware and certain as to how things shall fluctuate.
I love the idea.
Right. So why is that not in place rather than we have to actually go back to the table and renegotiate? Because next week, if prices go up again, well, if and when prices go up again, because things don't happen.
We know things crazy. Everything is up in the air.
What then will we do when your $3 subsidy and your $1 increase, no, they do it no more. No, they cut it no more.
And I will say that the subsidy, and somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, it is only for 3 months. So
right.
It's only for 3 months. So I will throw that out there. So
what happened after the expiration of 3 months?
Sticking a pin in what Brandon was saying, 3 months come, will we have a next situation like this? Are they going to be able to jump ahead and say, okay, we're coming to the ending of the 3 months, this is the situation. Externally, let's look at the variables and see, okay, we'll continue with the $3. Is it too high? But again, so again, why are we...
Why, if we have a formula that rule out everything, and guess what? Cost-saving measures. We don't need the attorney for go in, for go listen to their messages. We don't mean for go listen to their negotiations, for pay out, what, $1,500 for every hour spent there, or whatever amount of, like, cost-saving measures. We have a formula that we can simply just plug in, bap, 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 or Microsoft Excel sheet with us, bap, 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 and guess what? You get the new price. If it goes up or if it goes down.
Yeah, people are saying in here, people don't listen. This is basically what you're supposed to be doing. But you know what, guys, we'll see, because for some reason, we don't learn, and we've been given the same lesson over and over again on how to be proactive and work on things. Because even with that, with the Prime Minister's speech, and I'm not sure if you caught on to this, when he was talking about the cost-saving measures and so forth, he was stating that they were going to try to implement other cost-saving measures depending on outside.
I know what are these other cost-saving
But my
measures?
thing is, and this is why I stuck a pin in, Brandon, understanding the situation right now, put in all cost-saving measures that you can presently, save the money that we need to be saving, and then go from there, because I'm sure that there are things that they can come back in. I've been singing this song over and over again, but I think the government needs to properly go through public service and look and see all the ghost workers that are being paid, that let it do one Tom, Dick, or Harry thing, and see what's going on, because that's a lot of money.
But that would take on the Accountant General, and the Accountant General is being blocked here, there, and everywhere from accessing all of those files, and they're being met with resistance and everything like that. Imagine the Accountant General is being blocked, an autonomous body is being blocked from the government.
A lot of people, they get paid when I'm supposed to get paid and do nothing at all. But anyways, who am I? Who am I?
We're just but a boy and girl on this
Just a boy
couch.
and a girl. We're just a boy and a girl on the couch talking to y'all people. That's it.
Moving on into our third topic this morning, guys, and we have to report on this American woman who was attacked by a crocodile in Kikaka. And this is not in any remote area. This is smack dab in the middle of Kikaka.
Sit and sip area. This is what's interesting about the situation is that this is where people normally swim every single time. But I will say, and I told you guys this, people swim in this area big daytime when there's a lot of commotion, a lot of things happening, boats passing, a lot of these things. So, like, you know, animals are able to know this is the time where
Not to go
people
around.
will be around. I'm not supposed to go out. The
Except the
swimming
fish
took
where-
place.
Where you feed and then they...
Yeah, they do all of these things around the big daytime when everybody know things that happen, things that bubble, right? So this swim took place at early onset of about 3:30 in the morning. And this is the time where people aren't out. Nobody...
Pitch black.
Pitch black, nothing to happen. And so this woman was attacked by a crocodile in that area, bit on her elbow. She was rushed and everything. We don't necessarily know the full state of, you know, her, but we do know that she's stable. But just in itself, I think a lesson can always be taken from these stories of how we are mindful of the coexistence of human and animals, and understanding that times, places, circumstances really do make a difference when it comes to safety of us, safety of animals, and all these things that take place. Because again, we go back to when we have all of the hit and runs on the highway. When does it happen? In the night. Early in the morning when people are traversing through the coastal zone and all these things. These are when the animals, they feel safer to pass through, to move wrong, and these are what. So we have to be very mindful of when we are going out into wherever it is to see, because animals will be existing with us, and unfortunately, thankfully she was not harmed severely or anything like that, but this is what happens when, we have to look at the coexistence of animals and humans.
Right, and just to jump on that topic, Ren, is that I want to say, exactly, you see that comment. But I want to say that, you know what, people are going to be clamoring, no, we need to hunt down this crocodile, we need to do this. No, the crocodile is in its natural environment.
At 3:30.
At 3:30 in the morning.
I must have gone for gas.
If you look up on the sea at 3:30 in the morning, it's not even that pretty blue that you're used to. That just black. So you don't know what is in that sea besides crocodiles, sharks, all of those things that's all, right? You don't know what is in that water, and you're going to jump in there, so, and then you just so happen to be the prey, or you're splashing around, you're making fun, you are seemingly prey for some of these predators out there, so, in their natural habitat. things could happen.
Yeah.
Right? So let's
just have to
not
be
go and,
mindful.
hunt down this crack and relocate. I mean, Naki Kaka with it too, right? Come on.
So definitely just keeping you updated. And this is a warning for, of course, persons out there that want to do that random skinny dipping at wee hours of the night. Let's not.
Right.
How about that?
Moving on into our fourth topic, and this one you saw interesting.
This one,
Interesante.
Not the Spanish.
Yes,
Not
because
the
no,
Spanish.
this one, that to give the effect, right? So there were two men who were dressed up in full police battalion uniform.
Battle dress uniform,
Yes,
like
the
them in a
BDU.
gray battle dress uniform.
And they went to a vape shop on Daly Street where they robbed how much, right?
$23K, $23,000, and they stole about 24 disposable vapes. Two, pan top of the top. First of all, I just want to say, man, 23,000 in just one sitting is a lot of money in one day.
Right.
People really the vape. Anyways, continue on.
So luckily, upon calling the police started tracking them down, started chasing after them, where shots were fired after the police. This is Kenroy Daly, who actually opened fire on police. I think there were 10 expended shells and everything like that was found at the scene, but they were intercepted and both men were arrested, right? They were found with 2 guns.
Yes.
And they were also found with a number of ammunition with them, as well as the money and the vapes.
It's just crazy work on how everything
Dressed
is
as policemen. So I could imagine the Ghanaian they saw. And apparently they had the black motorcycle helmets on and everything like that. Went in there.
Them is set up, them is like this, them is
And if you see that
costume
picture of
time.
that man in that battle dress uniform, the thing looked legit.
This is what I'm saying. So it's a scary case for me, just thinking about how you don't mind your own business, you don't run your business, and somebody comes up that really does look like an officer. So it kind of gives you that alert of being a lot more cautious when it comes to police officers, anybody from law enforcement that comes to visit your establishment, because we do know that they have to make their wrongs. So that's the scary part, was like, is this the right wrong? Is this the right person coming for this wrong? What's going on? Like, do I let my guard down? And we don't know that they have this mistrust and there's this tension and this gap between civilians and police and the way they interact. This not to help the situation at all. I just say. So definitely, we're really glad. Big up to the police officers that were able to respond on time, capture these men and deal with the situation. But man, golly.
I think I also read, Ren, there was another incident or attempted robbery on St. Thomas Street. And they were intercepted by police though. So the police then...
Police are on top of things right now. They
have to give them a flower.
Yeah,
So.
listen to me. When I ready for trip on we are trip. But also I will give them props because they're amazing.
Give me the flowers, I take it back.
Yeah, no.
When that time
I'd
comes.
give the flowers to the right persons and I take it back from the persons who are the fool, because it always take one or two, people to make the whole Sarah look bad, because it's not all of them. They're very hardworking. I've worked with many hardworking police officers who get their job done, who do what they're supposed to, go above and beyond.
Yeah.
So I will give props to our police officers and big up to them that have been working tirelessly to make sure we're safe out in these streets and at home.
And for Kara Williams, who said, forget corporate life, I'm going to open a vape shop. I agree.
We did a wrong profession.
We've been in the same
Literally,
thing.
when I hear with 23, I say, okay, so obviously, need to really span out and see, did I make the career choice I was supposed to?
Even Jules said he wanted in his venture. I asked him if commercials didn't make that amount. He said, no, boy.
It's like, what are we doing? We need to reassess the situation. I need to do some research and development to say where to put my vape shop next.
Strategic locations.
Strategic locations where there will not be police officers that come over to me. So we move on into our
fifth topic.
final couch topic. And of course, I'm going to pass it over to our lawyer friend, because I told him I was trying to do the lawyer thing.
No, and you were doing a great job. Just mixed up a bit of things, but that's all right. Yesterday, there was a judgment, a decision handed down yesterday from the High Court concerning former Minister of Works, Rene Montero Sr., right? We know that he has been charged with willful oppression of the people, where he was found with some of the Ministry of Works equipment on his actual private farm for a period of time that they're alleging. And
And this is between
So-
2016, 2020.
Right. So this is 2016, 2020. And so they brought charges against him, but he was saying that he is afforded immunity as a public officer and especially as a minister at that point in time. However, so he was asking the court to just quash the charges against him, but that went through a whole bunch of legal arguments, him with his 4 attorneys, as well as the DPP herself. They went through this whole legal arguments where it was found, the court found, that according to the Constitution, you are defined as a public officer.
And this is specifically looking at the criminal code that has a definition of it.
Well, the Constitution says that, yes, you are a public officer. Remember, now the Constitution is supreme law. There can be no other law that contradicts that. But the criminal code, like you said, offered us a wider perspective of what a public officer
would be, looks like, and everything.
Right. So they were contradicting there. But again, any contradiction, Constitution reigns supreme.
Trumps it, yeah.
So when asked if he could have actually been brought charges against him, the DPP also quoted a part of her office, which is enshrined in the Constitution as well, that the DPP is allowed to bring criminal charges against any person. Point blank.
Period.
So what the judge ruled yesterday was that you are answerable to these charges. So yes, the case continues. Right? Would they actually appeal this now? That is another realm that we must look at. But the High Court has said you are answerable to these charges.
Especially because they fall underneath the idea of public officer because of the whole executive authority. They're appointed by the Governor General. So they're looking at all these ideas that make somebody fall underneath these aspects. And so it's really important, too, that this case is looked at because a lot of times people think or would put ministers in a position where they're not as much accountable for the things that they do with the public purse, with the public assets and so forth. And this is really important because there is no person that's supposed to be above the law. That if you're serving this country because you're put in a place to serve, you are supposed to serve country and not self. And we often see at times on both sides that people are serving their own intentions, their own agendas. They might have plan 2.0, plan B, or whatever it is, but they have their own plans that are going on at the same time. And so this, I feel, is a good option or a good way to look at accountability with ministers specifically.
And, like I said, this is the High Court judgment. If they appeal further to the Court of Appeal and they say something else, or the CCJ that says something else, we have yet to be bound. But until then, this is the ruling of the High Court. I just hope it paints a picture for all the politicians out there, the public officers out there, which is defined as any person working in a public office, excluding those in the security forces, of course.
This is why I go back to my statement that they need to comb through public officers because some of them not actually work. Some of them just like a paycheck. I don't know what to talk about anybody that's been in government. That there are persons there that their name is on payroll and they're just to get paid and let it roll through. So I bring this to your attention once again because, again, I'm pushing and saying there should be a proper comb through positions. Like, gone are the times that we're looking and seeing that any position is supposed to be. We look on things and say, okay, do we need these positions? How do we consolidate? How do we look towards things? People that are qualified, people that are here that have, and this is going to push because there's so much other public officers that have worked, gotten degrees, did certifications, all these stuff, and they're not able to go further because they have some people in those ghost positions that are in a position that they can't go up to our next position. Anyways, you know what?
No, and in complete sense, we can rant and rave about this all day because I just think about around election times when you're the promised jobs and you're the promised
job to get go left, right, and center the person.
So incompetent persons.
Exactly. And then so when you're looking at getting services from certain persons and you're wondering why this not work, why that not work, and you go off after the whole public sector, when in reality, it's not the entire public sector because there are very plentiful, competent people that are working extremely hard to get their job done, but they have some raga-ragas where they're gonna put in place there that don't know what they are doing, they don't know the elbow from whatever, and and they are just collecting a paycheck and Marion Jalloway.
Because
through
you
the
know
day.
what, Ren? Because they become permanent workers, and you
Yes,
can't fire
and that's the
them,
thing
and you-
we're just. Ooh, okay. I'm calm. I'm calm. Today's what? Today's Tuesday. I'm calm. I just really would want, while I'm still alive, that we can be able to do this and comb through, because I promise you the amount of money that we're gonna be saving if we properly comb through, consolidate, look at qualifications, look
Optimize.
at years, optimize and see exactly when it comes to services, because we are also going into digitization. So a lot of times, positions that they have are going to
Be
become redundant either way.
But what they are doing?
So-
They want transferred into one next place because
And
guess
you just
what?
have
They're
people
permanent
in at
workers.
this, when even the in at this, or people where I've seen again, where they not even show up to work, they don't have to show up to work, they just give a paycheck. And we know a lot of people like that. So,
I want to be a person like that.
no, you don't. Do you want to sleep it? You want to sleep for know that the taxpayers good money to use for you for
I
nothing
just said-
whatsoever?
I know it's a public service. I just want to be. You said you want to just get paid. You know.
Just get paid for the
Like,
nothing.
That's like a dream
To
of
show
mine.
up, for just exist you to get paid. And people, this is a reality in so much areas across the country.
Like I could try to do something like I could go to the gym and just get paid for that. You know.
I love how you imagine this reality. I love this
Because
for you.
that's the reality for some people. That's the
Whew,
reality for
it
some
just
people.
no, that's one thing where really irk me. People don't understand. Like if there's something, that's one of them.
They tell you have a glass of wine.
I'm gonna have a glass of water because, woo.
But yes,
okay.
guys, we have come to the
Cost
end.
saving measures that. So, we've come to the end.
Yes.
We've come to I do have some big ups to do.
Uh-huh.
And I want to big up, I think it was last week, Dr. Caetano was on the couch and then she was talking to us. I'm trying to remember, I think it was some event they were promoting. But she told us about her mom, Miss Lorene Valentine, that always watches the show and really enjoys it. And I was supposed to do a big up for a long time. So Miss Lorene, please forgive me for the forget. But it never come late. We are sharing the happiest, biggest, big up to you. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for loving what we do and supporting the craft that we try our best to bring you the information in a fun way. So big up to you, Miss Lorene. And then, of course, I was at the Baca Martins thing that happened last week, Friday. And I met this little boy and he's like, Miss, I want to be famous, right? So he told me just like that. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, big up me for your show, miss. Big up me for your show, please. So I'm like, okay, what is your name? And his name is Taj. And he didn't want to give me his last name. So he just like, it's Taj. And I say, where are you from? He's like, Ladyville. So big up to Taj back at Ladyville because he said how that he wants to be like his teacher that came on one of the morning shows. And
okay.
so he felt like big and he's like, my name needs to be on the morning show. So big up to Taj.
Sprinkle
back at Ladyville.
some famosity.
Of famosity. Ta-da-da-da-da. And of course, I just one more a birthday big up to do for Miss Alma. Yesterday was her birthday, but because of everything wanted to take place, birthday big ups could not have been done.
Because they made up on the bus,
For the boss. So happy blessed birthday, Miss Alma. May it be filled with all the wonders of a new chapter. May it be filled with love, happiness, peace, and prosperity galore. Happy blessed birthday to you from Sunup on 7.
But yes,
So-
guys, we done? We done?
We're done. I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
Because this sunrise is absolutely gorgeous, guys.
Let's
It's
do
coming
this.
from, where is this coming from, Ren?
A
Wrong
place?
answers only.
Wrong. Oh, okay. I love
I
wrong
would say Iguana Key.
I will say this to come from Baca Martins.
Boulevard?
Boulevard.
Boulevard, the
Oh!
Boulevard.
Boulevard. You know this is
Okay.
when the bus just passed so you can get the good shot.
Yes. Oh, yes, right. Uh-huh.
I think
I see the back of the bus there, so.
What Galaxy A25? What?
No, that's the iPhone.
Oh my.
But yes, guys, this is coming from
God.
Ranguana Key.
Ranguana.
And this one specifically is from Mr. Emerson Rowland. So thank
Pick up
you
yourself,
so
Mr.
much,
Emerson.
Mr.
Thank you
Rowland.
so much for this gorgeous shot.
It
like
is,
everything it needed
truly.
to be for this perfect Tuesday morning. We're gonna go to our first commercial break, guys, and we have dynamic conversations to dive into. Stay tuned to all of them. Share with your friends. Let's dive into all the good stuff, ranging from talking about an amazing project that's looking at the sugar
Cane
cane
farmers.
farmers. I'm slowing it down right there. Sugar cane. We're gonna wait for Brandon to explain the full name when he does the introduction. He's gonna breathe first and do it, and then of course we're gonna be talking about an AI summit. Will it be happening back at Martins? I wanna know. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey Belize! Our country is known worldwide for its natural beauty, from our barrier reef to our rainforest. But there's a growing threat to our paradise. Global plastic production has skyrocketed to 400 million tons per year, and without action, plastic waste flowing into our waters will nearly triple by 2040 from around.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss. Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years. Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Kelso, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunup on 7. So just before the break, we went through a number of couch talk topics for you, and we truly enjoyed all of your comments and perspectives on current happenings in our country. But something else that is happening in our country, and bear with me as I say this long name, but I promise I will abbreviate it for you, is the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center and their project of building adaptive capacity for sugarcane farmers in northern Belize. And it's a project. Got it, right? Abbreviations, the 5 C's that you've heard about before, and the new one is BACSUF, all right? So introducing on the couch to discuss more about this, we have on the couch Miss Leticia Westby, who is the Extension Coordinator of CIRDI. We have next to her Mr. Dale McDougall, who is the Communications Officer at BACSUF. We have next to him Mr. Alfred Serrano, who is the Transformation Specialist at BACSUF. To the back and to the left, we have Mr. Kieran Shu, who is the agronomist at BACSUF, as well as Mr. Leo, I'm told not to say his full name, so sorry, Environmental Officer at BACSUF. So welcome to all of you this morning.
Brandon, Renata, thank you so much for having us this morning. We're really thrilled to be here.
Great.
My second time officially on the couch.
Yes, I just want to say.
Yeah,
the,
right. The last time I was here, we were talking golf, remember?
And now we're talking a whole 5-year project that has so much different dynamic parts that people definitely need to know about. Because I'm sure it's the first time people are hearing the name. It's the first time Brandon was making saying the whole.
That is a mouthful, I would
There's
say.
a whole mouthful here, but normally when you have a project that's a mouthful, it's because it's coming with a lot of great things in it. So today I'm going to give you the opportunity to give people that full context of what this project really is, the overview of what we're trying to accomplish in these 5 years.
All right. So first of all, Brandon, really good job on the intro with the.
I tried.
Yeah. So really
I
good.
made it, Mommy. I made it.
Right. So really good job on that. But the BACSUF project is a project that focuses on introducing climate smart agriculture for sugarcane farmers in northern Belize. As you know, one of the challenges that's being impacted, the industry is being impacted by are, of course, the elements that are associated with climate change. The fact that fusarium is also a very big challenge, and those types of things. So what this project is doing is sort of laying the groundwork for the continuity of the industry, because this is a vital part. We're talking about livelihoods. We're talking about decades of investment by the farmers in the north. So what this project is doing is trying to ensure that they can continue to do the work that they're doing by using climate smart agriculture. My colleagues will elaborate more on what that actually means in real terms. But the BACSUF project is being administered by the 5 Cs, the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center. It's actually a signature project because this is the first time that this type of project is being done in the region. So the success of this project, which I'm pretty sure we can certainly achieve the deliverables therein, but the success of this project will determine whether or not other sugarcane producing states within the Caribbean can implement their own version of the project.
No pressure.
Right, no pressure, right? It's a it's a project that's $38 million altogether. We're talking $25 million from the GCF, the Green Climate Fund, and another 13 million or so from counterpart funding, which includes CIRDI as a part of that, Belize Sugar Industries Belize Sugar Industries, ASR, BSI, and of course the sugarcane farming producers groups from out of the north. There are 4 of them. Whole alphabet soup. I can't remember. I can't remember.
I put you through that deal.
I can't remember them off the top of my head, but among them, the BSCFA, which is one of the biggest, one of the largest, is the largest sugarcane groups there in the north. Progressive Sugarcane Farmers Northern, and I can't remember the other one. Corozal, right? Corozal. Thank you. See, this is the reason why we have the whole team here to catch me if I fall. So overall, we're looking at ways to introduce new seed cane varieties so that those varieties that are resilient to the impacts of climate change. And we're also introducing blockchain technologies, which would mean that farmers would be able to track how much they earn, loans, grants on an app.
Wow.
Right.
We did take it up several notches.
Several,
Okay.
yes, because one of the things what the project is doing is to trying to modernize the industry and to ensure its continuity and longevity. My transformational specialist, Mr.
Yes.
Alfred Serrano, will add a little bit to that in a few, but to say this project is extremely important because it is setting the pace, not just for the industry in Belize, but we're looking, because it's being implemented by the 5Cs, which is a regional body, we're hoping that that other Caribbean countries can piggyback on the success of this project. We have a full complement. This is just some of it here. We have our GIS specialist, Robert Hernandez, he's very involved, drone flying, mapping, all of that stuff, just to ensure that they have that information on farm plots and all of that stuff. We have our M&E officer. He analyzes all of the data, all of the numbers. Mr. Serrano is second in charge of the project. He's sort of the one that puts all of this together along with our project manager, Daryl Audinet. Our agronomists, they are the real scientists behind this thing, along with Leo. Talking about looking at some of the environmental impacts that are being some of the environmental impacts on the sugar industry and how this project can help farmers.
So I want to ask then, as a transformation specialist, we know where we are, or we have an idea of where we are in the sugar industry at this point. What are we going to be doing now? Let's entice the people as to what we can look forward to.
Okay, thank you very much, Brandon. With reference to the Backsoft project, first and foremost, I must say that this project was designed along with the farmers, for the farmers. And so they have an input in this particular project. Hence the reason why my colleague mentioned earlier in terms of our partners being the 4 associations, BSI, ESR, as well as CERDI. Now, what can we look forward to with this project? We can look forward to farmers benefiting from grants. But before we get to the grant portion, I would like to say that this project is trying to transform the sugar industry. We all know that the sugar industry is very labor intensive, and a lot of people are leaving. They're not cutting cane anymore. They're moving into different arenas. And so what we intend to do with this project is move it into what we refer to as a climate smart area, meaning that right now, the way farmers are farming in the north, majority of them harvest manually. In terms of land preparation, the land is prepared adequately, but it can be prepared much better. And so the project is bringing to the fore the whole aspect of mechanical harvesting. And for mechanical harvesting, what needs to happen is that we need to have proper land preparation, proper management. We're looking at enhancing the soil in terms of bioproducts, in terms of compost. We're looking at the whole climate smart aspect of it, whereby at the end of the day, what will happen is that the farmers will benefit in terms of higher yields, lower cost of production, and they will be able to manage much more effectively as they go along.
Okay.
And to add to that, to make it more climate resilient, because as you know, the climate change exacerbates floods, droughts. On the opposite end of that, as I mentioned before, the industry is really having a significant challenge with managing the fusarium problem. So what this project is doing is to create that space, is to set the space that this is possible. All of these things are possible. And at the end of the day, it is our goal. The project's goal is to have this type of positive impact. About 5,000 of the farmers that live in the north, and by extension, about 8,000 to 7,000 people that survive because of the industry itself. So that's our goal for the next 5 years. Currently, we are doing our sensitization programs, talking to people, meeting with the farmers face to face to hear their concerns, because there's still other challenges that that the industry is facing. And so as a project, from a project standpoint, it is our job to listen, to hear what the farmers are actually saying. And as Mr. Serrano said, this was created in collaboration with them, and it's a project that's for them. So at the end of the day, all of those things put together, we believe will ensure the, as I said, the longevity and the continuity of this very vital industry.
I'm glad that you mentioned that point, because I know that sometimes in projects that there is specific outputs that have to be delivered.
Indeed.
And I know you mentioned right now there is a stage of speaking with the farmers.
Right.
In the case that there is something that's being brought to the attention that's a very big concern that was not in the project document in the first place, is there any leeway that these things can be moved into allowing for a new output to be produced to help deal with what a new concern or a new issue, a new uprising of an issue that's happening with the project? Or are we specifically strict on these X, Y, and Z that have been proposed in the project? I'm going to leave that to you.
Yeah. There are some level of flexibility within the project. For example, when the project was designed, fusarium was not a problem. But we had to adjust to address the whole fusarium aspect. And so one of the ways we did that is that in terms of nurseries, because the project will be providing improved seed cane to farmers, we are starting from the aspect of primary nurseries. And so we had to get into tissue culture, hot bath treatment. We have contracted the University of Belize to produce some plantlets via tissue culture. And those will be going into primary nurseries and then secondary nurseries and then to the farmers. We've also been working with CIRDI and BSI ASR in terms of managing these nurseries, and so that the farmers can get quality seeds whereby they can start off with good seeds and with proper management, control the fusarium problem, because fusarium is here to stay. And so we got to work with it. We got to live with it. And my colleague can share more information.
Let's bring you into this.
Just to add to that, I want to give the audience an overview of what CIRDI is about as well.
Sure. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for the invitation and the Backsoft team for having me here. Well, I am the extension coordinator for the Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute. We fall under the umbrella of the Sugar Industry Control Board. So in a nutshell, we are the technical arm of the sugar industry. We provide technical support and guidance to approximately, for this crop season, we have 4,370 cane farmers, for which of those we have 60% who are male farmers and the 40% are female farmers. So this project came right in hand. We know, for those that are quite not convinced that climate change is real, climate change is real. And the sugar industry, one of the most important sectors in the industry, indeed, has been and will be impacted, and we're seeing it. And so the Backsoft project came right in hand because it's seeing different aspects. We have heard the word always saying we're building resiliency. But in fact, what is resiliency? Right. And the project will cover what is seed cane, quality cane seed. The farmers, they do investment of approximately $200,000 to establish 1 acre of sugar cane. Wow. And our productivity, sad to say, it's very low. Within the region, we are low. It's 15 tons per acre. Some argue it's 18 tons, but to be on the safe side, 15 tons per acre. And so it's very important to reduce the cost of production. And the more production you have, it's better. It is more income for the farmers, and by default, it will improve their livelihoods. So the project will cover that angle in terms of having quality cane seed. We have one variety, which is the B79474. It's called B79, which is the queen of the industry. And we do know for the fact if there's a problem, which currently we are facing it through the fusarium, which is the sugarcane wilt. Fusarium is only the name, scientific name, as we say, Fusarium SSP. So it's only one of the different problems we are encountering. So imagine we are seeing the effects of the sugarcane wilt in the industry. So having a varietal pool where farmers can choose and have options, it will place the industry in a better position. And one of the aspects that the project will cover is the integrated pest and disease management. Back then, 26, the major pest of importance was frog hopper. We do know and we feel proud that the farmers, they are aware of the integrated approach that they need to do rather than relying only on one solely approach or strategy, which is which insecticide can I use?
Right.
But it requires an holistic approach, as we say, cultural practices and the use of biological controls. So at the onset, farmers used to say, where can I acquire biological controls? So we can probably say that at Surrey, we produce the biological agents, which is to apply to the frog hopper, not only frog hopper, but stem borer. And that comes in line to the project because the project will establish for the duration of 5 years, 10,000 acres, which on a yearly basis, approximately 3,000 acres to establish. So our aim is for those fields that will be established is to be done applying the best management practices husbandry, meaning sugarcane husbandry, where we are doing the right thing and taking control of different factors. We cannot control abiotic factors, meaning the air, rainfall, but we can build resiliency. So this project comes in hand to help the sugarcane farmers, whereby at the end of the day, we want to improve. Our aim through different projects is to improve the livelihoods of our cane farmers. We say improve the livelihoods of our caneros up north. So we provide technical support to farmers up north because most farmers, most people outsiders, they ask, so are you working with Santander? Not as yet, but we are currently working with farmers up north and also our stakeholders. To mention, I know Mr. Serrano and Dale has mentioned, we have our key stakeholders, BSI, ASR, the Progressive Sugarcane Farmers Association, the Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association, Belize Sugarcane Farmers, who remains as the largest association, and Northern Sugarcane Growers Association. So those are the four cane farmers association who works hand in hand with the Miller BSI. Yes, sir.
All right. So I love the aspect that you're bringing in new cane seed varieties here. But I've been hearing a lot about, people from Brazil coming and people from this place coming. Could you tell us more about how those people or what those people come to Belize with in order to let the people understand that as well?
Yeah, in terms of introducing new varieties to the industry, there's a protocol to follow. Okay. And BSI ASR is the one that is leading in that aspect in terms of introducing. We do, CERDI from as a technical arm of the industry, we introduce variety, but those are commercial varieties, whereby we are testing the adaptability of those varieties in different agroecological zones. Okay. Versus BSI, they bring sugarcane varieties by FOSS, which in layman terms you can see it's the seed, but in sugarcane, in agronomy, it's the FOSS. And so they do different trials to see which varieties are promising. And one of the deliverables from this project is that they did some trials and testing really to see which varieties can adapt to the industry. And there's a booklet where there's a drop list of different options available for the farmers so that they can plant those varieties under the project.
All right, there we go. So I want to go to the agronomist now. Yes. You guys and the environmental officer, you guys are on the ground now. I want to start off with you, Mr. Shu. In terms of now being a part of this project here, what have you seen on the ground and what has been done so far to begin this project?
Yeah, well, good morning, guys, and good morning, Belize. First of all, the agronomy part, the agronomist, tedious, man.
I could imagine.
That's on the plate.
Yeah, but in this aspect, we have seen the sentiments of the farmers. We have observed the different parcels, and there's a lot of problem in the sugarcane industry. As my colleagues here up front mentioned, this project is creating a basis to start good agriculture in sugarcane. So I want to highlight here, I have it in my phone, I don't have it all in my mind,
That's
but
right.
this project focuses on 3 pillars. One is climate smart practices, 2, water and soil management, and 3, knowledge and systems. So when we speak about climate smart production, Here in this project, we're focused to establish 10,000 acres of sugarcane. Obviously, as Ms. Leticia mentioned a while ago, we are diversifying what is, the B79 to new varieties which can withstand this climate change factor. Also, under what is climate smart production, we are promoting what is green harvesting. Green harvesting to the industry, focused to 2,000 acres of what is sugarcane. Also, we are introducing what is a block system. Here in Belize, as I tell the farmers, we're like wolves. Why? Because we like to work alone. And if we work alone, it's much expensive to produce. So if we learn how to work in groups or in blocks, it's going to be more sustainable for us to produce, less expensive, and many other processes can be conducted in that sense. Now, when we speak about soil and water management, the project is introducing what is irrigation and drainage. And that's where our friend, Mr. Robert Hernandez, come into play. He's going to work all his GIS stuff, and along with a contractor, Lucy and Chung, who is the drainage and irrigation specialist. This guy will basically develop, those different plans to establish drainage and irrigation. We have in the project 2,000 acres to apply under irrigation, and we have 1,000 acres to conduct what is drainage. So, all of these are the strategies utilized for us to combat what is this climate change. We have prolonged dryness, we have prolonged rain. So
Yes.
these are the forms of how we are going to combat this problematic. And in regards to what is water and soil management, I want to highlight also that in this 10,000 acres that we have of sugarcane to be planted, we have partnered with CERDI, and those 10,000 acres we will add what is microbiology to it. So that's metarism that we're going to be applying to what is the sugarcane production. So biology now is coming into play. The problematic with fusarium, it was mentioned a while ago by Mr. Semerano. The project was set back. Why? Because it had to be reviewed and to see how we can modify for the success of the project. In this case, we have to work with clean seeds. And clean seeds, we have to either use hot bath treatments or tissue culture materials. So these are the different, schematic under the project that's been working with, and to assure that quality of the project and the success of it.
I see where you say it's tedious, no?
Because there's a lot of different moving factors, and the struggle sometimes at projects, which I've been able to work on, is that we have one clear cut of what we think it's supposed to be, but then all the external factors come in, and then now you have to recalibrate and say, how can I be able to make sure the funds go where they need to go? We still have our deliverables, our outputs, and our baselines, and everything are supposed to be met. I'm going to bring Leo into this conversation now as our environmental officer. Piggybacking off of Mr. Shu was saying, can you talk to us about the environment aspect of how farmers are going to be able to be adjusting to all these? Because there's a lot of things that were said. How are we kind of doing the meshing of the environment, information, and trying to mix everything together?
Yeah, thank you for having us here this morning. Yeah, as my colleagues have been mentioning here, a lot of beautiful things will be happening through this project. Well, no matter how beautiful they sound and they look,
The environment, the one
there
thing.
are always environmental impacts if we are not careful.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the component part of the project, and where we have to engage the entire industry to learn more about the environmental impacts of the project and how they can mitigate those impacts moving on after the termination of this project. Generally speaking, this project, when it was first designed and tabled at the GCF for funding, it was classified as a Category C project. Under the GCF, there can be Category A, which is highly impacting, B, moderate, and C, like almost no impact, minimal impact. So this is a Category C project. So while we go about implementing this project, we have to ensure that we remain at a Category C project, or else the funding might be, we might have a problem with funding afterwards, you know. So we have to ensure that we are maintained at that category. So at the national level, we have to engage the regulatory agencies from government, like the Department of the Environment, for the different clearances that are needed for different interventions. Also, since the major component of the project has to do with irrigation, so that is water use, water abstraction from the ground or from surface water. So there comes the National Hydrological Service that has to be engaged, because they are the legal entity to issue the different permits for abstracting water from the
ground
aquifers and so on. So, and we have to learn more about those regulations, and we have to ensure that the farmers know as well. So whenever they are engaged or take part into this project, they are informed of what are the legal obligations that they need to take and moving forward with their part of the project. You know, and as the under component 3 of this project, which is knowledge management and systems, so we will be having a lot of capacity building trainings for cane farmers from the agronomic side and also from the environmental side. So that is where we will be imparting all that information to the farmers for them to learn, because many farmers, they might know a little bit, but they're not fully informed on what they can do to mitigate or to minimize impacts on the environment while they're conducting their activities in the industry.
And I think that's a brilliant thing to do,
important.
especially building that adaptive capacity, as you said, right? Because as Ms. Leticia said, there are some people who still don't believe in climate change.
Yeah.
Right.
But then we're seeing these, like Mr. Shu said, the prolonged rains and the prolonged droughts, and these, it's not normal, but how do we adapt to that? So I want to then ask, in terms of the knowledge-based part of it, how are we going to gather up these 4 sugarcane associations and to teach them best practices on what to do in case of prolonged rains or in case of prolonged drought, or fusarium, a massive infection or something of that sort?
If I could respond to that question, Brandon, one of the vital parts of the project is communications. And there are several levels to it. Yes, I am the one that sends out the press releases and make the appearances on the shows and creates the ads and the public service announcements. But a vital part of that communication is where the transformation officers come in.
Okay.
So as a part of the project, there is a person that is assigned from the project to each of the sugarcane farmers groups. So those are the 4 people. We have Cornelio Zib, Emmanuel Hall, Louis Kokom, and Enrique Cobb. Those are the 4 people, and they are the ones that continue the interfacing with the cane farmers groups respectively. So they create those relationships. Then when I step in, it's easy for me to communicate with them too on a wider scale.
Got you.
Right? And a part of that also helps us with our sensitization campaign that's going on. So right now we're entering the cane farmers community specifically. As a matter of fact, when this is done, we are going back to Orange Walk to talk to one group in Orange Walk, and we simultaneously talk to another group in Corozal. So, and that's what we do. We go into the villages, because that's where the core of the industry is. So we go to those communities, set up at the community center, and we have candid and honest discussion about the challenges within the industry and how is it that the project is going to facilitate or to make it easier for them to mitigate some of the challenges that are associated with climate change. And to give reassurances that, yes, because one of the things that we've found is that there is some level of skepticism, and that's a natural part of the experience, because we've had projects that go in and with varying levels of success, right? And some farmers are skeptical because of those reasons. So we have to ensure that we are honest, we are respecting the farmers, and we're talking to them directly. And I find that dialogue and intelligent listening is very important at the very basic level. Because talking to them about the fancy terms and the scientific, that's not something that...
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not going to work, right? You have to tell them what type of impact this project is going to have and how it's going to transformatively help them to ensure, as I said before, the continuity and longevity of this industry. Because let's face it, as much as the world is changing, sugar will always be a part of our experience.
That's true.
Right? And so, and these are farmers that have invested decades and hundreds of and tens of millions of dollars collectively in resources over time. So, and then they have a special attachment to the land, right?
And also to the practices that they carry
Right,
out. So I'm just also
exactly.
thinking about the idea of kind of like shifting that of what I'm already used to doing. I've been doing it. My grandpa do it this way, my papa do it this
Right.
way, and now you all can try tell me.
Right, it's a whole culture.
That I'm impacting the environment in this way. I need to do it this next way. Like so, I think also there has to be a gradual shift. Change takes time.
Of course.
To be able, and I see how that you guys have an aspect of technology
Yeah.
involved in there. So I'm just even kind of like navigating in my mind how that is going to be brought to them for them to be feeling safe, comfortable using like the technology to be able to do these things. Because again, you're used to one thing, so now you have to kind of shift your mind to be using a next way. And has that been something that you've been approached? Have you guys gotten to the level of explaining fully how this technology is gonna quote unquote work out for them?
Yes, of course. And one of the reasons, and with everything as it relates to direct communication with the farmers, I think for us as a team, two very important words mean a lot to us. There is respect, because these are people that are pioneers in the industry.
Yes.
These are people that have laid the groundwork. And I'm pleased to report that there are lots of women that are involved in the
You said 40%. I was
Right.
shook it.
Great.
Right. No, seriously. And a lot of people don't know that. And I that was an eye-opener for me. When I go to the sensitization sessions, you see a lot of women, kids in tow, sitting there listening to the presenters. Usually our agronomists or our environmental officers are the ones that are delivering the presentations, put up a nicely PowerPoint presentation. And we talk to them in their language, because
Yes.
Spanish is a very important part of the
Yes,
culture. The
definitely.
Spanish language is an important part of the culture. And so we have to talk to them on their terms. And that's where the respectability and the transparency comes in. And those are things that we value with this project. And I think that despite skepticism, despite the raising of concerns by farmers, they've been by and large receptive of this idea that, yes, we're doing things in a way and we would like for it, and we probably are scared of change. But change is not always a bad thing. And so I'm pleased to see that that's the type of reception that we've been getting at the sensitization sessions. We still have to go into other communities. It's been a process. We started in March. We are going to visit every sugarcane farming community within the Corozal and Orange Walk districts. We do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoons.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's like as Kieran said, it's tedious, but it's important.
Yes.
Because this is something that is going to ensure that because when you think of the sugarcane industry, think of Belize, right? There is a sense of national pride
It's an
about
ownership, man.
right. Yeah, exactly. And we have to help farmers to continue to do that.
And if I may add, one of the components that also it was mentioned is knowledge and knowledge sharing. And you have quite highlighted that to change someone's mindset, it's challenging, not to say difficult.
No,
Yes,
but-
it's possible, right? So we have been doing different participatory approach, meaning field days, farmer field school, where it's learn by doing. And farmers, they will take a while to adopt what you are recommending. Farmers, they have their own knowledge. As you mentioned, they have most of the things they do, it's culture. They have inherited from way back, and they're accustomed of doing X and Y, Z. So one of the things that the project brings is a pilot project. And if you heard, the project will be achieving 2,000 acres under irrigation and 1,000 under drainage. So one of the things that they will be able to see and adapt is by them actually walking through the project and saying, you see, this we started from scratch, meaning from land preparation. Imagine you're standing in front of a cane field. It's newly plowed, meaning ready to be planted. Everything will be set in line with the new technology. Perhaps for Belize, we see a new technology in terms of irrigation. Out there in other countries, irrigation is nothing new. For us, it's something new. Why? Because the industry has always depended on rain-fed. And we do know that the rain pattern has shifted. We were who was expecting rainfall to be happening in April? Nobody, except the Met Department that would do their forecast, right? Dear Shana, and so who expected? No one. So we're seeing that shift in rainfall. Sugarcane requires a minimum of 1,500 millimeters of rain, and we will say, but Belize, we do receive that amount, but it depends on the distribution of the rainfall that it's required. So this project will come right in hand to showcase to the farmers, yes, it's possible to improve your best practices by doing the right thing. And it's something that the farmers are waiting for. And as Mr. Serrano did in his opening, that it's something that was designed based on the farmer's need. It's not something that the sugar industry stakeholders or BACSOF or the 5Cs came up and say, oh, we can draw some funds from the GCF and we can do this. No, it's something that is tailored for the northern sugarcane industry. Thanks.
Yeah, no, just let me add one final thing here in terms of technology. We are developing what is we're referring to as a smart sugarcane cluster, where it's an app whereby the farmers will be able to see a number of information. For example, on that app, the farmers will be able to contact vendors to purchase inputs. They will be able to see their delivery that goes to the mill. Because traditionally what happens is that when the farmers go to the bank wants to know, well, how much cane did you deliver? On that app, the farmer will have all that information that they can give the bank that information very easily. We will have financial institutions as part of that app as well, whereby farmers can go into the financial institutions, they will be able to apply for loans, they will be able to access grants from the project through, via that app. So on that app, we'll have all the necessary information that the farmers will require, that institutions will require at their fingertips. Additionally, we're talking about the weather. We know that the National Meteorological Service is currently working on an app whereby they can share information with reference to the weather, with reference to pest risk analysis and other information. The farmers will be able to access that information through that as well, because we have a close collaboration with the National Met Service as well.
Excellent.
And so we're bringing technology to the fore.
Technology is needed when you think about it. It's 2026, and we got to get with the times, baby. And so because of that, we know that there's a lot of different moving parts. This is a 5-year project, so we do know that things are going to be coming in stages, and it takes time to get everything together. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our talking sessions and our time when we're going to be meeting with the farmers. We look forward to hearing you guys come back and let us know exactly like some of the feedback. Maybe we could get our farmer in to talk a little bit about the experience that they've had thus far with the information sessions and so forth. Because the couch is here, welcome and open. 5 years can go by very fast, and we want to make sure we're tracking through what's taking place and the changes. But thank you guys so much. And the team that's not here, thank them too, because it's a big team.
It's a big team.
Thank them all for you did incredible work to make sure that Belize is at the forefront of making change when it comes to sugarcane, that we can have that ownership and we can, set a path out for the entire region to see that we can do it and we will do it. Yeah. So with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherise Halsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
My bro, take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
All right, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
But I be serious and I be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than the agric. They got phone deals, plans, they have everything that agric right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happened right now. Plus, they even have raffle and they raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agric right now.
I agree, dog. Let's go
Let's go
now.
then.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
On May 2nd, Placencia comes alive, an evening of wine, music, and unforgettable moments on the beach at Naya Resort and Spa, featuring Marcus Johnson, Jay Cass, Chris Bradshaw, and special guest Goa Pillay. Saturday, May 2nd, 7 to 11 p.m. live at Naya Resort and Spa, Finds in Paradise 2026. Don't miss it.
Hey Belize! Our country is known worldwide for its natural beauty, from our barrier reef to our rainforest. But there's a growing threat to our paradise. Global plastic production has skyrocketed to 400 million tons per year, and without action, plastic waste flowing into our waters will nearly triple by 2040, from around 11 million tons in 2016 to around 29 million tons in 2040. Here at home, this situation is just as concerning. In 2024 alone, Belize imported over 13.3 million plastics and over 12 million plastic lids and caps. What might seem like just one plastic bottle or one chips bag adds up quickly. During our National Cleanup Day, almost 26,000 plastic bottles were collected, and that's just one day of effort. But here's the good news. We can all be part of the solution. Use waste bins, keep a litter bag in your car, wait until you find a proper disposal site. These simple actions make a real difference. Join us in keeping Belize clean. Our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunup on 7. So just before the break, we were talking about the Backsoft project, which is currently underway right now, lasting for 5 years, and we wish them all the best in that venture because we're looking to optimize, to create best practices for our sugarcane farmers up in the north and then eventually to the west before we reach out to the Caribbean community with those best practices. But we're jumping into our second conversation for this morning, and we're going to be talking about an AI summit that is up to, or beginning on Thursday. And we have on our couch to discuss more about this, we have Mr. Minor LaRue, who's the Managing Director of Avant-Garde Digital Marketing and PR Studio. We have next to him Ms. Azalea LaRue, Managing Director for Meta. We have next to her Ms. Dr. Adrienne Coleman, founder of DLPS. And we have in the back there, we have Mr. Mickey Bowen, Head of Creative for Ad Conversion. So good morning to all of you. How are we doing this morning?
Good morning, pretty good, exciting.
All right, so we have this AI summit happening this Thursday.
It's not the second rodeo.
It's not the second,
Well,
it's not the first rodeo.
Sorry, it's the second rodeo that we're having. So obviously the first one, and as we get introduced into the second one, I love for us to talk about just the idea of the importance of an AI summit, and then maybe touch base on like how the previous one was done, so that we can be able to see, why the conversation needs to still continue having. So, who am I going to ask the hard question?
He's in a hot seat.
You're in a hot seat, so this is what it comes with.
Yeah. So if I can give you some perspective, last year was, I think, a bigger challenge to put it together. Just finding the right mix of speakers coming to Belize. I think it was a great success. We sold out tickets
perfect.
3 weeks before. This year, we wanted to be a little bit more careful in crafting the speakers. We have digital marketing, we have in education, we have in cybersecurity. And we also included, although it's only one day, a mini workshop, if you may, for like an hour and a half where you can get your hands on experience. So if you're interested, curious, afraid of AI, or any middle management that would like to just learn more about how you can become more efficient. Last year's theme was Belize AI Summit Unleashed, because really it was the first one.
Yeah.
This year's theme is more efficiency at scale. So we're being more targeted in terms of some of the things that are, you're going to be able to learn, and, the different AIs that we're going to be exploring. So I think it's going to be a great event. It's going to be happening this Thursday at the Grand Resort.
Okay.
We only have a few tickets left. So if you want to purchase tickets, you can visit AISummitBelize.com. And that's where you can get the very last few spots that are available. This year, we have a very good roster. Like I mentioned, we're going to have David Cabrera. He's actually the AI Executive Director of Centro MIPE. So he oversees AI strategy for the region, so for Central America. And he's going to be talking to us as to, the upgrades or the different AI trials the different countries have done. So I really like his presentation. So he's going to come back and do that. We also have Jimmy Pons, who's going to be doing a really great workshop. He did one last year, and his first prompt that he shared with everyone in the room was like 4 pages long.
Wow.
So that's how specific you gotta be to get great results, right? And then of course we have, this year we have education, AI. Mickey's gonna be presenting, and I'll let him speak on that, but he's gonna be presenting more for small businesses, how they can leverage AI. So I think it's gonna be very well-rounded, very perhaps fast-paced, because we have so many speakers, but it's gonna be very dynamic. So you're going to be at the edge of your seat the entire day.
I can imagine. It seems like a jam-packed day, right?
12 speakers, you got a workshop taking place, like all these, you have panel discussions. It's jam-packed, but I think also it's very meaningful because, like you said, last time it was just kind of introducing it to the people, and this one now is like we're zooming in because we realize AI is here to stay.
Yeah.
So now how do we navigate the efficiency of using AI? How do we make sure people can understand and not be afraid of it in that aspect? So, and we're gonna bring maybe, let's see, when it comes to education and that aspect of bringing in AI, we have two ladies here that we know that deal with education, deal with counseling, deal with the understanding of that. Could you share to us what are some of the things that we're going to be touching in this summit that people can look forward to? Because we have the last tickets that need to be sold. So we need to sell them to people.
Right. So my presentation will be on Beyond the Answers. I'm taking it. It is looking at how do we use the answers that all these quick answers, quick designs, but how do we use that and integrate critical thinking, ethical decision making?
That's going to be good.
Right?
Yes.
And I think that's the fear, right? That's where the fear comes from, right? It comes from us thinking that this machine knows better than I do, but you have a lot to offer. The cultural aspect of that, you have a lot to offer. And so what we're doing is learning how to use it, how to change the way we teach, right? So I'm currently in my doctoral program, and we've integrated AI in 2 courses. One of them, we used only AI for our books, imagine. The second one, we integrated it in all the rubrics that we had to do, right? So it's now asking the hard question. It's no longer looking at knowledge and remembering, but we're looking at those advanced skills. How do I analyze this? How do I create, right? Because we have that with us. How do we apply all of these things and not just take it for granted? So we'll walk you through that. I use many tools as well. So I'll be sharing some of those tools that I use within education, within my training. I do a lot of training for corporate. And it's important as well within supervision, because in the workplace, we're no longer asking the question, how long can you get this done? No, it's how can you get it done, but applying your critical thinking in this. So are you sure that that decision that we made will benefit us, right? Not just because AI told you it will. So we're no longer at that level. And if we don't change, there's a survey that went out, and I think it said by 2030, about 40% of skills, jobs. So if you're scared, if you're out there scared that, oh, well, AI will take my job, that's not the question anymore. We are looking now at how do I upscale? How do I reskill, learn new skills to use AI to our advantage, right? And if you don't do that, then yes, you'll be left behind, right? So it's the way we train, the way we lead, the way we supervise, right, our employees, the way we supervise our team, and the way we teach within higher education.
And that was like one of the, because I think AI in work is kind of normal now, where people just use it to help draft things, etc., read through and understand. But there's this reservation when it comes to education, specifically with students, and having them not critically think. So when I heard you said, I was like, ooh, I'm hoping teachers are going to this so that we can be able to go. And I'm gonna bring Dr. Coleman into this, talk to us a little bit about that aspect and what you're gonna be bringing to the table.
Okay, so my presentation complements Azalea's one. So I know there's this huge topic about how do we integrate it into education, but no one is really telling you how to do that. So I'm pretty much providing a roadmap for that. So I have frameworks that I created without AI, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
And then obviously augmented by AI at this point, right? But yes, so I have an ethical framework that I will be sharing. I shared it years ago, but it didn't really resonate with everyone because it was so new to everyone. But we do have ethical frameworks that we should follow when we are integrating AI into education, simply because we're dealing with a lot of minors. Not everyone is an adult when they're going to school and studying. And then there are other things that we have to consider, like data privacy, informed consent, and things like that. Also, I brought it down to the classroom level, right? So actually, before I even went to the classroom, I was thinking, okay, if you're a principal, what do you need to do? If you're a teacher, what do you need to do? If you're a student, what do you need to do? If you're a parent, what do you need to do? So everyone can see how they can be part of the the collective, I guess, use of AI in an ethical and responsible manner in education. And then, of course, just doing a little plug in here, I built an AI platform for educators, and the soft launch is going to be right here in a week or two. I was getting the e-commerce up. So
it's gonna all tie together perfectly.
Perfectly, yes.
Because I'm just thinking, because both of you are bringing tools. So it's not just you're gonna come up there and talk to me and tell me all the wonders that how it's gonna help me to X, Y, and Z, but you're also allowing people to have certain things that they can take note of
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
able to apply later on.
Very essential tools because, like you said, Ms. Azalea, is that in terms of that fair, I mean, I'm just thinking about myself as well. We have the legal AI that is there to help us along the way, but at what point do you forget critical thinking and just rely on AI itself? And it's like, okay, we as lawyers, we're taught how to critically think and resolve an issue, but now AI is just there and it's like, plug in your question and then pop, 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 it comes out, right? It is scary in that sense. So definitely
You have something more to offer.
right, right. So it's I think it's very important that people realize that like yes, there is that fear that skills may be you might need to up it up a notch in order to progress in this life. But speaking about that in the education realm, I want to jump now to the commercial realm, and especially with small businesses. Mickey, what's your presentation going to be like?
Awesome. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Mickey, and I'm the head of creative at AdConversion. We work with actually international businesses that provide software solutions. But today, or on Thursday, I'm going to be speaking about how we can apply the same learnings that we're using for businesses, but to the Belizean audience, especially for SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses. And primarily what we're looking at is how you can accelerate your website projects with AI. As we know, it's crucial to have a useful website. You need to be online and visible. I think 9 out of 10 people that are going to make a purchasing decision are going to look for your website before they do.
Right.
True.
So especially here in Belize, we have this opportunity to really leapfrog the technologies that currently exist. A lot of people are scrambling to figure out how am I going to get my website online and visible. So I'm going to be speaking to not only making your website visible both in search as well as in answer technology. So we started with SEO, search engine optimization, and now it's AEO, it's answer engine optimization. So how can you get your business visible inside ChatGPT, for example? And then I'm also going to be sharing some workflows that you can use with AI to actually write your website content, design your website, as well as get your website developed. And it's really amazing what we have now. In the last few years, we've seen no-code development tools come out. For example, I'm a Webflow expert, which is a platform that you can use to build your website. But it can take time, and the reality is when you jump into a website project, it can take weeks, it can take months sometimes. Now what we're looking at are the opportunity that you can really get a well-functioning prototype in a matter of hours. So if you know what you want to say, you have your message, then you can put it together and get it online extremely fast.
Wow.
I know.
All of this is kind of, for me, a bit scary. Like I said, in terms of dealing with skills now, you had people who from the scratch, you would build a website, you would plug in all the coding and everything like that. Now it's just like, here we go, right? So other than you guys, there are, how much are the panelists?
There's supposed to be 12
in
total.
Yeah.
Right? And so we just have 3 thus far. So I know you mentioned some of the topics. Could you repeat again the topics that are going to be covered?
Yeah, so we have somebody from cybersecurity from Fortinet. We also have Jimmy Pons, who's an AI guru. He's coming actually from Spain. We have David Cabrera, who's the AI executive director for Centromipe. He's actually coming in from Guatemala. We have Mabrian from Pangea. We also have Azalia, Dr. Coleman, Mickey.
We have actually a sponsor, which is the DigiBusiness, and they're bringing in, I think his major is in finance as well. But
Finance
in
and AI, and architecture.
Finance and AI.
Yeah. So,
he will.
so while putting this together, also we had, because the topic is AI Summit, so it's pretty broad. And so we did had a couple of people calling in. Are you going to have a segment on accounting? Are you going to have a segment on engineering? And as much as we would like to include all the industries, our general
hard to do it in one day.
it's hard to do it in one day, and also to find an expert in each field. Right. So we actually have most of the presenters are coming in from Spain. So one of them is actually a digital marketing lecturer at a university out of Almeria. So he's going to be talking about digital marketing and some tools that he's actually teaching back in Spain. We also have Javier Servent, who's a technologist evangelist, and he's actually, for some reason or the other, he's always had the inside scoop of what's coming next, from the Google glasses. And I've been in other presentations with him in the region, and I don't know, he goes in the dark web, and there's like a gossip column. I don't know what it is, but he's always
He just knows
in the loop.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be talking about that trajectory and where we're heading to next as well. So, it's going to be a well-rounding panel with, what's coming, digital strategy. One of the highlights is actually Alejandro Muyor. He's actually the lead in Microsoft for AI out of Europe. So he's also going to come and do a presentation for us. So it's the first time we get, a big brand coming. So he's going to be here in person, coming in from Spain. So he's going to be talking about, the different Microsoft tools, what's coming next, how you can leverage it as a small business. So generally, I think it's going to be well-rounded. It's going to be a ram-packed day, unfortunately.
You got to keep up on your toes and everything.
But I think it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very dynamic. It's not going to be one of those conferences that, you close your eyes for a minute, So I think you have to have a wide open mind to learn, be ready to learn, because you're going to just be like plastered with a lot of learnings, right? And a lot of
where
tools.
AI notes taking comment.
Yeah.
And you couldn't be able to do. So on that same note, for persons that are listening, I know that we have a little bit of tickets left. How does it go? I know we put in the website there, AIsummitbelize.com, for persons that want to get tickets. How much do tickets go for? Are there specific persons we're looking for? Is this really open to anybody? How does that look?
Good question. So first, tickets are going for $600. As you know, it takes a lot of money to put this event together. We do have very few sponsors. And two, who should come, anyone who's interested in learning AI, middle management, upper management. We do have some upper management and middle management already booked, from insurance companies to hotels to, we have a couple agencies too. There's an agency from the US that signed up.
Nice.
So generally, anybody who's just interested in AI, wants to get their hands on, and going back to the topic for the summit last year was AI Unleashed. This year is more
We're looking at more applications.
Application, yeah. Because I hear a lot of you guys bringing actual things that people can be able to look and put in.
And this year's focus is, like I mentioned before, is efficiency at scale. So a lot of the presenters are going to be talking just about that. How can you become, one of them has a presentation on being a superhuman. How can you become more efficient? And time, we all lack time, and so you can be more time efficient. So it's generally,
definitely.
And going back to the questions, do we have an accounting segment? Do we have an engineer segment? No. But my answer to them was, if you're in the summit, you are going to be getting comfortable with some AI tools that then you can apply in your specific field.
Or I can imagine it being a network opportunity as well to explore if there's any accounting or engineering AI softwares or developers out there, things like that, right?
So you can be able to reach out to that.
But I mean, just to piggyback on what you said, Minor, is that it's even if you're in a small business, even if you're in education, even if you're looking for accounting services of that sort, this summit provides that avenue for you in order to learn more and to optimize yourself, become superhuman, as he said, right? But amazing work from this summit. Again, Thursday, Grand Resort, From what hours to what hours?
From 8 to 5:30.
8 to 5:30.
8 to 5:30. You can get your tickets. You can be able to go in, take your notes and everything. Is there an online option available or is just fully in person?
No, there's no online option. We've explored maybe doing, because this is the second year we're doing it now, maybe later down the road, maybe in Q3, we might be doing like an online follow-up just to see, because things are just moving so quickly.
Yeah.
So maybe like a AI workshop to piggyback off the summit later on this year. You know, nobody's really doing it, and that's one of the reasons that we started it. We did the first one last year, April 30th as well. This is the second. And one of the reasons we started doing it is because, you know, I am exposed to a lot of AI. I work in AI every day. And it is unfortunate to see that there's not an outlet for anyone to and you know, while searching, and I can tell you, you know, just searching the web might take me 100 hours, while if we structure something that, well, put you on the right path, is going to make you more efficient.
Yes.
And I wish I had that, right?
Yeah.
So this is basically one of the reasons why we have the summit.
People keep forgetting with AI is literally a lot about the prompts, what you're going to be putting in, what your information is, what you really want it to do. So you have to adapt it properly and then use your critical skills.
And
to
then
actually
be
do-
aware of
because it-
data security. And
Yeah, like, so you have to be super, there's so much different aspects of it. It's not just write me a blah, 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 etc.
Chat,
Like,
as they say,
I
chat.
know, no, 'cause- or Gemini or whatever it is, Copilot, whatever, like, because there's so many things that you can do. And there's actually like more, like there are certain ones that do better with imagery as compared to like writing documents. And so all these little things where people don't understand, you kind of like really need to enhance yourself with
And one of the things that we're doing too is at the end of the session, then we're going to bring some of the keynote speakers in a panel to kind of have a discussion. So I think that's going to be a good way to wrap up the day session, because it's going to, you know, based on what we've learned during the day, there's going to be more questions. And unfortunately, it's the end of the day. But, you know, if we have a panel, you know, the audience will have the opportunity to vent those questions with the panel of experts. And there. So we did it last year. It was really, really good.
Awesome. So we're looking forward to it. I can imagine because, like, you know, limited time, you have so much, like, this, they said this, can you piggyback off that? Like, I want to hear what's happening. So it's definitely for somebody out there that, you know, they're trying to figure it all out. They're trying to get it all together. You're in business, you're in school, whatever it is. This is a definite yes for this AI Summit happening this Thursday. Grand Resort from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Tickets are on AISummitBelize.com. Get it while there's a few tickets left, and come on and have an amazing time. But thank you guys so much for it, and all the best
Thank you for
on your
having me.
presentations and the overall summit too. I know it's not going to be an easy thing to get everything in, but it's going to be a fun time to see how people really learn from the information you guys are sharing. So with
Come
that,
ready to take notes, guys.
AI takes notes for you.
Exactly. Transcribe. There we go.
Then you apply the notes, so you have to do the 2-in-1. So definitely make sure you be there. We're gonna thank all our guests. Of course, we were speaking just previously about the AI Summit, and of course, we were talking about the 5 C's Box of Project.
Oof, okay. I don't know why I said the whole thing, but that's all
I'm
right.
not saying the whole thing. I don't even have the whole thing name. So we had dynamic conversations in for today, guys. Make sure you stay tuned, you know, share with friends, let people know what the opportunities that are available for you out there. And we've come to the ending of the show. We send you off on your Two Tablets Tuesday. That's all? There was no words?
That's it. That's music. I have court. I have to
With
go.
that, guys, we say bye.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up